got a lot of footage today from some packed mats yesterday. You guys, so happy to be back. All right, let's do this.
You and Chris starting us off,
Cole talking smack.
per usual.
Sitting back into Irimi, and Chris does the right thing, just not even letting me establish my legs into a controlling position around his hips and stacking into me. So I think I start to look for I was thinking X guard, now I'm thinking false reap, but he's not having any of it. We got Danny and Aries going on too up by the chats. Steven bullying Gavin. Love to see it. I think we had like 32 students and coaches at the class on Saturday. It was ridiculous, and so many of you stayed to get some rolls in. So very awesome.
Yep.
What is happening? All right, let's speed this up. Pat or Mitch and Cody, I think. Pat and Cody. There we go. And Pat almost with the little foot sweep there to start it off. So something I did to a few of you yesterday with some guard passing. If you look at what I'm doing with Chris here, applying right now, I'm working with the threat of a guillotine to work past his half guard, and you'll see me gather his bottom leg, I believe. Right here, I scoop the bottom leg and I take it all the way over, and I just kind of weave my hand in to make it difficult for him to turn back towards me. It makes it hard for him to take the bottom leg away and then plant and turn off of that, like kind of like a reverse shrimp motion. And it makes it difficult for his top leg to just come in, to get the knee in like he's normally pretty good at doing. So I pulled that out a few times yesterday. Steven working standing. Oh, I thought he was going to stand. Gav just coming up. Dude, is my screen's blinking on my end? Is anybody in the chat seeing anything glitchy going on with the screen?
It's flickering. Yep.
Okay. How bad is it? Is it just like one frame?
It hasn't done it. It hasn't done it in about 30 seconds. So.
Okay.
Are you still seeing it on your side?
Yeah, it's doing it.
Yeah, it just did it.
Still watchable. All right, whatever. If it becomes a problem, I'll tinker. What's up, Sawyer? Waving to the camera. Looking for Kimura here on Chris. Let's see what Jordan and James just did. So James pulling into Irimi Ashi, getting the heel exposure, rolling through on the heel hook. Nice.
Yeah, solid.
Yeah, I'm splicing in individual frames of adult entertainment, just like in Fight Club. Exactly. Danny coming around. Oh man, Aries had a really, really great defense to Danny here. So let's go back. So Aries riding up top in top half guard, but Danny gets the underhook and is in a really good position to start working. Do you take the high Like, do you reach up to the far trap, or do you reach down to the leg or waist usually?
It depends on who I'm training with. To be honest, I do both. I interchange them.
Okay. So Danny's opting here to go up to the trap. What's up, Steven? What's going on, James?
Hold on, guys.
Aries sets in the Whizzer here and uses it very effectively. What he needs to look out for here as he's pressuring down with the Whizzer is the roll through sweep, which Danny doesn't go for. He tends to pressure into him here. Aries elevates with basically an Uchimata,
Yeah.
and then switches up to the head and goes pretty much to a full hip toss position, like an Ogoshi.
Yep.
Gets the hip toss and gathers that arm up. Stays.
That was really
stays on
nice.
it.
We were in a similar scramble today, me and Aries, and I know he was trying to switch to the head throw, and I was very, very aware that it was a potential thing. He's got such good hip position.
Yeah.
It's got Joe and Mitch. Yeah, Jordan and James here on the right.
Mitch isn't even getting hooks. He's like, I got your neck, and I'm just gonna bear down. Love it.
And who's on the far right?
Over
I
here.
think that's Justin.
I think so. Yeah.
Justin and Andrew. That's who it
Okay.
is.
Man, this flickering's gonna piss me off.
Any idea why? What if you I don't know.
I feel like I'd have to shut down the stream and
Nah,
pull it back up if I want to diagnose it.
I was thinking if you hide the wallpaper, I don't know if it'll just go completely black on you, or
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what that will do.
We'll find out.
So Joe got to Mitch's back from Mitch attacking his back, and then I did not catch that transition.
No. So here we have Mitch makes his way around from the back to a front side, like a front headlock position. Now it just flickers to black.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, all right, Joe came up on the double though. Nice. He gets Mitchell's elbow up, and let's see, I bet he starts attacking Mitchell's arm to get him to turn. There we see it start happening. Mitchell starting to turn towards it and expose his back. And there, Joe sets it in. So taking the approach of the similar that we do from mount with the Americana, but doing it from side control instead. And then good leg adjustment to sneak that shin before you sit back. Where is it? Right here.
There.
Sits it right underneath. And it makes it very easy for him to get that top hook in when he gets over. Meanwhile, Gavin doing the same thing. Let's see Gavin real quick. So right here, Gavin taking kind of a similar approach, but Steven turtles up instead. Okay. Passing the leg over with Chris. Oh yeah, just as I think I was just doing it there. Yeah, that's just to move him to a leg drag position, and then doing the exact same thing I pointed out earlier with the kind of cradling that leg. It looked like I was thinking leg attack here. There I get the shin pin.
That's exactly what I thought at the time, but then you opted to go for the pass instead, so.
Because I get to inside position, like double leg inside position.
Yep. Then you're there.
This is what made me think I was probably going for a leg lock, but he's pinching his knees together really well. and off balancing me, obviously. Um,
Yep.
so now it's a matter of switching. So there, scoop the leg again. And it's easy to do this down by the ankle. Easier to do it down by the ankle than by the knee. But you can, start at the ankle, work your way up to the knee to keep the knee pointed away from you. And then hit your turn, start to progress. So me and Braden, Josh and Joe, Ronnie and James, I think, yeah. You and Gavin.
Yep. Stephen and
Cooper.
Coop. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
just off to the side here.
And Aries and Chris. You going for like a body lock or body fold, then dump them. Nice.
See how Josh got past Joe's guard. So Josh working the... Okay, just a standard body lock, yeah. Joe, that little foot grab that you're doing, not really going to do anything for you. When I'm dealing...
Position.
What was that?
Head position is key for controlling the body lock pass for me, at least.
Yeah, for sure. Like you're talking about taking Josh's head to the same side as his hips are going, something like that?
Yeah,
no.
Exactly that. Yep.
Yeah, so let's look at this. So we should know by now, or Joe should know by now, which side Josh wants to pass to. He only really has one option because the leg is up over the back on, to Josh's left. So he's going to pass to his right. When I'm dealing with this, like Mike says, head position is kind of the first thing I'll think about. So I like to violently take their head from one side of the body to the other. When their head and their hips are on the same side, it's not really a pass, right? It creates space for you to get your legs back in if they continue to progress. If that's not enough, or I can't like shift the head, then that's where I'm looking to use my frames as best I can to like stymie his progress, get my legs back in. And that's why I say I don't want you grabbing the ankle or the shin or the foot, just because I think that hand might have a better it has a different job to do if Josh starts to get the pass, and that's to frame the hip, just fully stiff arming the hip away as you try to shrimp your butt out and get your legs back in. But now Josh, kind of unencumbered, getting around the side there, and he astutely gets his knee in nice and deep and manages to keep the legs away. So it's going to make it harder for you to re-guard from there. He does have some serious striations on his leg. If this jiu-jitsu thing doesn't work out, he could definitely be I don't want to say a bodybuilder, but like a leg model.
Definitely a thigh model.
Thigh calf model. Yeah. There's a future in it for Joe.
Yeah.
James doing his best to break down Ronnie here. James, this is where I would definitely like to see you putting the, I was going to say the power half, putting that to work, but you're in like you're almost in a rear triangle, so I don't know how well the power half would work there. You got a face for radio, Joe. Oh my God. Ren and Stimpy throwback. I know exactly the frame you're talking about too.
Yep. So Joe is now in outside or straight Ashigarami. And I'm curious to see... Okay. Alright, so he's going to opt to attack the other side.
It's a nice little battle.
It is. And then inside heel hook. Alright, so can we go back? to the outside. All right. So, when you're in this outside ashi position, right? I'm just gonna call out that Josh's right leg is in between your two legs here, and it's starting out on the left side of your body. That is where you want his foot to stay in this position, for it to be like on your side, right? Like this is where you have full control of his leg and he has no control of your legs. If you pass his leg across to your right side, you do have the ability to do an inside heel hook as opposed to an outside heel hook, which is going to be a stronger break, right?
You're going into
Scarier
50-50
position.
at that point.
But you're going into 50-50, and it's an equal battle. And this is where you have to be very proficient at attacking from that 50-50 position. When I'm in this, I'm gonna all day, I'm keeping it on the left side of my body, and I'm gonna attack the outside heel hook because it hedges my bets. I know that Josh can't attack my legs if his leg is on that side of my body.
I like what Josh is doing here though, where he stepped that back leg over. He stepped his
reap over.
Yeah. And then now, Josh, if you not to sabotage Joe's strategy here, but if you can start to isolate Joe's legs, right? If you kind of scoot your hips away from the ankles, you can go on the counterattack from here now that you have that leg reaping over the top. A lesson for another day, but that does open up counterattacks for you.
Yep.
See there, yeah, now he's starting to isolate. He's getting that leg gathered.
And now he's got his hips are now free to move.
Yeah.
Once Joe's passing the leg across the body, now his hips are free and he can start rotating to try and expose the heel.
Yeah. Ends up in 50-50 anyway.
Yep.
That was nice. That was a good battle.
It was.
Yeah, we got Braden working a dorsal Kimura on me here. And I thought he was gonna switch, but he stuck to the Kimura here and really cranked my shoulder very nicely. Only things I want to see you improve on here, Braden. Let's go back to it. We're gonna make this a little bit tighter. So I was pretty static here. But one big hole I see is your elbow position and your chest, right? We always want the elbow and the chest in contact when we're working from here. It's going to make it very difficult for me to slip my elbow. Remember, my elbow just has to go from this side of your arm to the far side of your arm, and I'm out. So we prevent that by getting the elbow, pinning it to our chest, and then going to work from there. I like at the very end this little it's so brief, but like how you straighten your leg out here and almost come around to side control again. That's where I personally like to finish Kimuras. So it's good to see you doing that. It's such a powerful way to keep the back off the mat and ensure that the hand goes behind the plane of the back. Maybe not directly behind the back. Like in this case, my knuckles don't go behind my back, but they are behind the plane of my back. And with my shoulder elevated, that's where you get a really good break. So just a few things to tighten up as far as security is concerned. But otherwise, this was a really, really good attempt or really good attack. Let's see, Chris dealing with Ares close guard. Josh
serves up a triangle. Trap triangle.
Yeah.
Chris.
Ooh, be careful there, Chris.
Oh, he had his arm buried.
Yeah.
So he had to get the elbow out.
Ronnie's doing a good job from top half. She was getting James flattened out. That's exactly where you want to be to start passing, or a good place to start passing. What did Joe do? Just throws Josh right off of him.
Gets up and immediately starts to assume top position. It's good. We got Daniel and Caleb battling it out. I didn't even see it.
Oh, word. Daniel almost in a Katagatame, tries to jump over. Does he get there? Ooh, just about. Oh, he's losing it. Might get his back taken. Speared him. You're battling for your life, bro. Good. Deal with it. And that's why I positionally drill with you. Ooh, Daniel putting on the compression strangle now. Oh, right at the end. That was nice. What was going on with you two? Was there movement there with Josh and Joe? Just getting a little scrambly at the end. Yeah. Shut down my north-south transition. Oh yeah, point that out to me, Joe. I think you and I, was that yesterday or Thursday? The north-south transition to mount. I think you were, yeah, north-south mount transition. Hold on, I want to find it real quick.
Yeah, he did a high step over from north-south, and Josh essentially just turned into him at the same time.
Oh,
Right
okay.
here.
I got you. So, yeah, from north-south, you kind of switch your hip down, sit that bottom leg through, and just take a big high step. Okay. Yeah, it looks like you just didn't get to establish the position.
Yet Josh wound up having a good right arm frame. His forearm frame against your hip was really good, and he was just able to drive you down lower on his body so he can get his knee out.
Let's see. Thinking.
And watch his right elbow. It stays down by the hip.
Yeah. I'm curious, Joe, what since this is a move that you're playing around with and you know, perfecting. One idea I have, and I don't know if this will work or not. I don't do this move myself. Take your arm from here where you're cupping the waist. When you're ready to hit this, try taking your hand from here and cupping the tricep instead. So that way, like if you put a little handbrake right here on the tricep, I'm curious if as you go to step over, you might be able to like, well, you're putting that arm to work elsewhere, so maybe that won't work. I don't know. I mean, it's a viable move. You did it to me. I'll have to think about some ways to tighten that up if there are any. I have Andrew trying to thrash me. Or not trying to, does. I'll try to play around with that move if I think about it north-south, Joe, and see if I could come up with any other improvements.
Steven's really good at it.
Yeah, Joe was saying Steven, I think Steven did it to him or showed it to him. Ronnie controlling from the front headlock. And
Daniel
David's
in on a leg.
yeah, and David has some wrestling experience. He's a solid wrestler. There we see him putting it to work with the sit out. So He's got wrist control on Ronnie, so his head's free to move. Goes to sit out that side. Gets just enough to get around the corner to grab the leg. So this isn't like the full sit out we see Luke doing to us, where he just like sends us. Notice David gets, you know, a quarter of the way through that, but has enough to get onto a single leg and then take top position. Got Matt and Jordan. So Matt goes in. This is just off camera. I don't know if I could pull that over, but they come onto camera. So Matt goes in on a single. You'll see it just over Mike's head. Jordan sits down with the front headlock. It's the roll. So Jordan I just say put a little more oomph into that. Like, commit to the roll here. As you go to sit and fling Matt over, I want you to go with it. Like, stay committed to this back roll over your left shoulder. No reason you can't like come up into top position with that.
And you had an arm in guillotine because you had his right arm trapped underneath your armpit, so you could collapse that down and do a true sumigashi, you know, to really kick him up and over on the left hand side.
Yeah, Matt's not gonna have a base there to his right.
Way.
Works well as a surprise. We expected much harder to pull off without getting. Yeah, for sure. I mean, you don't ever expect somebody to go from north-south into mount. Or to ankle pick you and put you on your back. Steven here with the ankle pick, standing back up. Josh trying to elbow Daniel. You see that? Watch this. Savage. Bam. Andrew whizzing me through the center of the earth. Actually, I think we had a nice little... it's too far back. So he's in top half guard. That's how we get to here. So I'm trying to hit my usual BS from half guard. Try to get the roll through, but he switches his hips. Gets his hips pointed down in time to establish a decent base. Totally prevents me from taking the sweep.
Trying again, and then wind up just taking him through, just using head pressure.
Oh yeah.
In the trapped leg. Yep. David go through some acrobatics here.
Yeah, it looks like he's trying to sag real heavy to his side to break Ronnie out of turtle position. He's got one hook established. Yeah. Should have kept that grip, in my opinion. All right, Jordan, let's see what you got here. All right, I like it.
Really good position. Yeah.
I like it. So
I like how you kept the roll, or you kept the leg with the roll. That was really nice.
Yeah. So confidently working to a standing guard break. Love it. I feel like you notice that Matt has opened his legs at this point. You could probably tell. And then Matt goes for a double ankle sweep. But you don't care because you know what to do. So you pinch your knees and immediately expose the leg and start working to Irimiyashi. Ooh, David on an armbar. Ronnie unfazed. And then to Daniel. Looks like Daniel got north-south choke there.
Yep.
And Matt takes top position now. So Matt extracts the leg. Jordan, I would say from here, honestly, this works for you or Matt in this situation. Like, this is where hip height becomes the battle. It's all about who's going to get up first to take this top position. As soon as Matt extracts his leg and you got nothing, you know, he kind of indicates to you that he's ready to scramble. You can see right here, this is your time to get up, establish an underhook, get your knees to the mat, and get your hips up, and start battling for that position. Instead, you know, Matt gets the jump on you here, and astutely takes mount position while your hips are too low. We got other Jordan with Danny skating around his guard. And then, all right, so Braden on the heel hook. Okay, fair, yeah.
Good, yeah.
So I still want to work with Braden and Gavin on their heel hook finishing position. So right here, this is what I want to shut down with you guys. This roll to the back that you do. That's not where I want to see you trying to finish the heel hook, especially from outside Ashi, where your legs are right outside Steven's hips. You're also like, you've kind of, I don't know, there's no bend in the leg here, so like I feel like he doesn't have the best finishing setup for this. But what he does give himself is like a knee bar with the heel hook grip, and that's, if you roll your back this way, like that's gonna kind of be your next move is the knee bar. Steven's knee is pointing into your hips, so the heel hook isn't there anymore. But then, you know, you can salvage a knee bar out of this. But I'm thinking you had every intention of getting the heel hook here, so I'll talk about it more with you guys at class. But that's the finishing position is something I really want to tighten up on you guys, especially as you start getting into the older divisions in the tournaments. Like that leg position stuff's going to become important, even if you're not heel hooking for a few years in competition. Plus, I just genuinely want to see you guys heel hook adults in our class. I think that'd be rad. Josh is trying so hard to stand up. So going to the power half, getting rolled.
Stays on top, and then yeah.
Awesome. Daniel looking for his own armbar now, I think. And David working his way to the back. Yes, Ronnie's a difficult one to hit that back take with. She's very good at moving with you as you do like the chair sit.
Agreed.
All right, tough round. And you're great at it, man. You're getting really good at it.
Yeah, I would call you proficient.
Yeah. Nice takedown, Danny. See how he gets behind here. The collar tie. Oh, Josh is being lazy. Steven looking for the false reap entry and getting it. Just about. No. Joe ain't letting it happen.
That's James. It's James and Joe.
Oh, it's James and Joe? Oh. My bad.
Steven's standing up at the lion.
Oh. Oh, I see. See his little tummy. Wait a minute, let's go back then. Because I haven't seen James. I haven't seen James trying the false reap entry before. Is this something you're playing around with, James? Was this happy accident? Because I mean that's pretty much exactly what it's like how you do it to me.
That's Pendejo, yeah. Yeah, I can't walk you through that one. That one's still frustrating me every now and again when I still try it.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like half the times that I think a move, like I'm not good at a move, it's because I'm trying it on people who are 50 pounds heavier than me and I'm getting smashed. Like, that's why, that's why I value some of these smaller guys coming in, like Aries with us for the summer. It's like, oh, thank God. I can actually see if I can do any of these moves and not get totally smashed.
James is really covering up Joe, and he's already passed the guard, but he's really trying to create a pin by threatening submissions. Right, he was going and wrapping up the head to threaten a guillotine. Now he's starting to attack it, whether it be a Kimura or just an arm threat. Right, that left arm is kind of in danger, and now he's finally established what I'll call finally established the pass, right? Or the pin rather. He got the pass, but now he's pinning. So there's a bunch of different ways that you can start going about the pinning position. And Joe, your goal here is really to build up frames to try and create some space and get James away. Whereas James is really trying to break your frames down. And the way that he's choosing to do that, the way that he was choosing to do that was to threaten the submission so that your arms, instead of creating frames, or your legs, instead of creating frames, are now coming up to start guarding another part of your body. So it's really just like a distraction method, if you will, is what we're looking at here.
So Justin and Jordan over here. Justin shoots on the double, but keeps kind of I don't know. This isn't a well set up double. A little weakly shot, just because doesn't really drive through. Gets his knees down, but Jordan's more than ready for it and establishes his arm in guillotine, trying to switch to the regular guillotine. And I don't know why he gives up on it. This looks super dangerous. Yeah, it looks like we just need to go over some finishing mechanics for Jordan, but I think Jordan catches the replays. So I'll just say this for you, man. If you watch this, this is where you're going to start thinking about adding direction and some torque into this strangle. So with every strangle, I want you to think there's the squeeze, and the typical. I don't want to lean too heavily into the word tension for this, because I don't want you trying to rip people's heads off when you guys are strangling each other. But there's like the linear part of it, and then there's the rotational part of the strangle. And for guillotines, the rotational part is super important. And that's where we talk about taking our elbow to our hip. The elbow of the strangle arm, I want it going towards your same side hip. And I want you working from your side rather than flat on your back if you can help it. Sometimes you just get put on your back and you're dealing with the forward pressure from your opponent. You're put in close guard. You can still finish a guillotine there. But I really want you to focus on taking the elbow down to the hip when you're there. That should put on a lot more, that should put on ample strangle pressure and get you the tap. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Cole.
James, you're doing a good job of holding the north-south position, and I'm liking the adjustments that you're making here. Right, your head is starting to go towards the right hip of Joe, whereas your hips are staying over top of the left shoulder, his left shoulder. Keep that in mind, because when you start going back into this position, you're essentially the in side control, and I'm trying to. I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, you really have to be aware, because as you start coming around to this side control position like this, Joe has his elbow down, and it kind of gives him a free frame, if you will, when you start coming into this side position. Joe, on your side, you have a free frame, right? Your frame is actually going to be right alongside of the hip, and you can start giving some good bridges to try and get your knees in and starting to frame against James, instead of coming around the side, right? So how you're coming around and kind of hugging to get around here. We can go over some more north-south / side control transition escapes. It's kind of something that I have been working on lately. I think I can probably give you some pointers.
What do you like to do from there, Pinball? I'm picturing like a really high, like, shoulder line, like your hips to their shoulder line level of a side control. Arsum is really making Steven work to retain guard. Trying to hit those, like, throw by leg drags that he likes to do.
Yep.
All right,
That
Joe.
was a nice get up by Joe.
Yeah. Joe got James way off balance. Go from the bottom. Pick it up as I go.
Yeah, that's good.
That's all we do, bro.
Yeah, I do the same.
Joe trying to enter the leg now.
That was an interesting scramble. It was like James came up for a Kimura, and then Joe sat back on the leg. It was pretty.
Huh. I don't even know how you saw that. That happened fast.
Yeah. Dove in on the leg. James is in the threat of the knee bar here.
Paper cutter's always thing, generally looking to scoop the opposite side arm and move to the fake cross armbar triangles. I'm trying to think, the scoop the opposite side arm. Oh, sure. Okay, I got you.
Kind of like going into a dorsal position.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Yeah, that's what I would. That's my game. Exactly.
Pretty much. Got you and Mitchell.
Dude, Mitchell took it to me.
He's been coming with some tenacity lately. I've been choosing to not let him get me to the ground. Like, I'm not letting him work from top position right now. I'm absolutely trying to make him work his escapes with me, just because I don't want to deal with the ferocity. Yeah, so this is what I'm going over with Gavin right now, is what I was talking about earlier when Braden had my leg, or I'm sorry, when Braden had Steven's leg.
Yep.
You could see he starts to rotate through right here. He's falling to his back, but what he's not doing, what he needs to do, is dig his heels in, stay on his side, and hip into the break. That's what's going to lay on the most pressure. When you roll to your back like this, it just gives me an opportunity to roll with you and relieve the pressure of the break. So remember that the enemy of any submission is movement, right? We look to isolate and control a limb, and that's what leads to the break, is like they can't move it, they can't get it back, and then we do what we need to do. If I can move, if I can rotate, I can start to create space or slip my knee or whatever I need to do. So when you roll like this, you're promoting their movement. We don't want to do that. So that's why I stop him. I say, no, we're going to do this the right way. Let's dig the heels in, hands close to your chin, and then start to hit your extension. I want you to think about it more of an extension of your body than a rotation of your body. And that's what gets the good heavy braking pressure. All right, Arsem and Daniel. I've been wanting to watch this one. You got that, Cole? Daniel trying to shoot. So Arsem doesn't break down the 4-point stance. He just chooses to go to the back, which I think is probably pretty typical of a wrestler. Normally how you see a lot of points being awarded is that quick go behind. How did Jordan get around Chris's guard? Did we see that? Jordan or Chris playing a De La Riva. A little fakey from
nice.
Jordan. Some good foot movement there, man. So
it was really good.
Yeah, pinning the knee down or pushing the knee down, backstepping, quickly coming around. That was clever.
It was on camera.
Yeah, dude. And not only that, it was center of the mat. Don't even have to zoom in and pan. And then, so Arsem gets to the back. I think Daniel, Daniel chooses to go.
Goes back into left guard.
Dude, I don't know, Pinball. Honestly, I can't recall if you said you were primarily a gi or no gi player. For some reason I'm thinking gi, but I like in no gi I don't even play with De La Riva very much.
No.
I do a De La Riva sweep, and then maybe if they really suck, I try to take their back in like that embarrassing way where you kind of kick their legs out from under them. But De La Riva's never been a big part of my game. I think Mikey may have, like, I think he has an instructional now, but that might be in the gi. I just feel like it lends itself better to gi since you have all the grips that you can establish control with. Joe trying to get in on a leg here. Nah. Oh, okay, yeah. Well then, yeah, it absolutely should be more part of your game, and you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm gonna tell your coach. That is a pretty wild connection.
That is, yeah.
That's a big reason why.
Saying that before.
What was that?
I remember now that he's the De La Riva lineage.
That's wild. That's a big
Yeah.
reason you see us doing so much half guard at our schools, because
Yep.
DeBlas was, huge in half guard, and he taught his students that, and Luke is one of his black belts, and it's just like a big part of what we do. Sorry, I saw Gavin double me here, but how did Daniel get on top? So Daniel almost working from not really an X guard position, but definitely controlling the base here.
Yep.
And that's nice. He gets Arsum turning away, but keeps that leg captured, and not the one that he has with his hands or with his one arm. He keeps the leg entangled with his legs and pinches his knees together using that as he comes up.
Yep. And he doesn't abandon. Yeah, exactly. He doesn't abandon it like most. I feel like what I would do is probably abandon it and try and run around the back.
Probably, yeah. Yeah,
You know?
I think
And,
I'd do the same.
He kept it.
I mean, half guard just, regardless of who your teacher is or what your lineage is, half guard just lends itself to no-gi very well.
Yep.
Top or bottom.
The pressure that I'm feeling from Mitchell with that sprawl is something like it sucked, but it was also like really it was a good suck, right? Like he immediately gets right onto the head and then watch his legs post, and he's just driving with everything
Oh,
that
yeah.
he has on my shoulders.
Good.
I couldn't do anything but like almost crumble underneath him.
Yeah, you're like, all right, just please move, decide where you
Yep.
want to go.
Yep.
Jordan, you look like you're really trying to enter legs in this round, or at least like taking the opportunity when you see it, which I'm happy to see, even if it didn't work out on this attempt, but you had one a little ways back. So this is where, let's see, giving up your back here. I'd like to see you working the elbow escape a little bit more from that position. It won't involve as much back exposure. It won't involve as much back exposure, but it is just a, you guys have heard me say it enough, but it's like the 101 escape. It's the one you need. It's your go-to escape from mount. So make sure you're working on that one, even though we're exiting mount week. I'm trying to broomstick Josh here. It just was not working.
Yeah, I hadn't trained with David, so I got him this round.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, I didn't know any of his background, but the way he was standing with me, it definitely felt like a wrestler.
Yeah.
And then I start sensing things along the way, and yeah, it was a good roll.
Yes, standing with Aries is rad.
Yeah, I got to do that today too. Honestly, it was the first time I trained with Aries today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know, just kept missing him.
Kept dodging him.
Yeah.
Heard
Well,
he's
yeah,
got that
after I roll
judo.
with him, I'm gonna start sitting the guard more.
Yeah, you guys just getting
Yep.
started. Yeah, he's fun because of his, he's got the judo background, but also wrestling, and he blends them pretty well together. Like just now, he shot it on a single. The very first thing he did was more judo related, like he was trying to throw you with the standing guillotine, pick him up off the ground. And this Aries, I don't think you should be getting caught in that, but maybe you haven't seen the defense to
It's
this.
an arm in. It's an arm in guillotine
It
in
is.
his defense. So it's going to be a little bit harder for him to throw the arm over top and break down posture.
Yeah.
The left hand should definitely be, elbow into the hip and all that stuff, but that arm in definitely throws a wrench in it.
Yeah, they're just off screen. You can kind of see Andrew just barely picking him up off the ground.
So I did something interesting. I think I was talking about it today to someone. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was yesterday. But with David here, like one of the things that I really started sensing was that he starts arm dragging, right? Which is either somebody who's trained a lot of stand up or just has some grappling background. So I actually he did it a couple of times during the round, and so I actually started baiting it by giving him my arm because I didn't think that he knew that I was going to counter arm drag him. So anytime that somebody arm drags you, it's really based off of how quickly they can get behind your shoulder. And then, but essentially you're in the same position. This is another 50-50 position with an arm drag. So I'm banking that he doesn't think that I'm going to come around the back of him by me giving by giving him my arm, right? So he goes and he takes my arm. I make the same grip that he does. I'm using my left hand. I'm pulling around and I actually have an arm drag. And now I'm coming around the back. I scoop his far lat. And then I'm using my hips to scoot out so that I can hike up. And then I go and take the back here. Nice. And then we can sit here for a while. But anytime you're in arm drag, it's just like a leg lock shootout with 50-50, right? It just depends on little nuances as to who's in the dominant position and who's not.
That was clever. Kills. Just throwing Danny off. I was trying to say about it, but he made me want to come up.
Is this where they just flail a few times?
It was like Danny goes.
I caught this when I was editing. I was like, "What the hell's going?" I thought it glitched out.
He just keeps shoving him off.
There.
I think there was one more before that. Dude, we're like barely halfway through this footage.
Oh yeah.
Everybody wanted to roll on Saturday. And Victoria and Chris. Alright, Victoria's throwing up a trap triangle here. Now looking for the Kimura. Nice. So she's on the wrong side for the triangle, right? Or for a standard triangle. Remember, triangles and arm bars are close cousins. Wrong way triangles and Kimuras are cousins as well. That's what she was doing there.
Andrew was in the Kazura Kesa. Is in Kazura Kesa with Aries. I think it was a little too much pressure for Aries. Wound up getting a tap. But we had just gone over that, I feel like, me and Andrew. Oh, they're out. They're out of view on Twitch, I think.
Yeah, they're just barely out of frame.
Okay.
I can't even pull the camera over because they're too far out. I really wanted to sub Josh in front of his brother. I was just looking for legs at that point. We're up here in the
oh, I see. Yeah. On the speaker. Yep.
Victoria's made her way to the back now. Let's see if she could get Chris rolled over. wonder if she could tuck his left elbow in with her leg.
He's gonna try and shimmy her off.
Yeah, that was nice. Caleb, why were you trying to stay down? Just out of curiosity. Like, are you just working? Are you trying to work mount escapes or leg entrances like you're doing here? And also Victoria on a leg entrance.
That was nice. Kazore. Kazore. Did I say it right? Kazore.
I think so. Yep. Boom.
All right. Cool.
I asked why you were trying to stay on bottom, just out of curiosity. I like if there's something specific you're working on or whatever. All right, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit here. All right, we got more people going.
Yeah, he started down with me too, actually, because I was the next round. Me and Caleb.
Ah. Justin up for it.
So one thing that I was thinking about while I had never really considered it until this role with Caleb, but I start threatening. So he plays kind of like a really low knee shield on me, and I start going in for a Darce. And what I really I never put 2 and 2 together on is the counter for getting Darced is to give me the underhook. So I don't know. We kind of I don't know if Chris was in the way or not.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here I put him on his. I'm trying to put him actually on his weak side. So I'm trying to put him on his right hip, and he's not having it. And he winds up pushing me down over to the his left side, or maybe I take him over to the left side because I wasn't getting anywhere. And so I'm bullshitting. Yep, so we go down. I see his arm tucked a little bit. So then I'm going to shoot down and I'm going to give him the threat of the Darce. I didn't really think that I was going to get the Darce, but in order for him to get out of the Darce, he has to extract his hand. And when he did it, he gave me the knee cut pass.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay. I didn't even kind of realize that it was there, but I think I'm going to try and do that a little bit more now.
Report back.
Huge honor for me.
Pib, what's up? Thank you so much for the subscription.
Thank you.
So Steven here. This was some, I think, counter leg lock stuff I've been playing around with. Or no, I just get to a regular heel hook from Irimi Ashi. I think maybe. Could have easily come up there and smashed me probably. But yeah, I get into a Remy. And he's got this like figure 4 grip on my like behind my knee.
Yep.
Which I mean like who was it? I think like Dante Leon or someone did like a calf slicer like that.
Yeah.
A long time ago. He was on his back against like a standing opponent. I don't know if it was Cody Steele he was going against or somebody, but
dude, I haven't seen him in a minute.
Dante? Oh yeah, Cody Steele. Yeah, maybe since like I don't know. I don't want to say. I'm sure he's been active elsewhere, but so just a simple heel hook there. How you doing, Pib? Can someone teach me the buggy choke so I can choke these kids when they pass my guard? Yeah, talk to anybody but me.
Well, definitely not me.
I don't know. Danny knows a little bit about it.
Danny and Austin.
Yeah, yeah. We're doing, man. Chilling, trying to get through this huge archive of an open mat.
Dude.
So many rounds.
Like a minute or an hour 15.
And not give you guys seizures from the screen flickering that's happening for some reason. Bug a choke 5-year-old. Yeah. The only time I've really successfully hit one in a live roll was against OG Gavin. I think he was like 13.
Yeah.
Dude, that's exactly what I was gonna say, Pib. I thought it was ADCC trials. But I didn't want to be wrong about it if he's been active elsewhere.
Yeah. No, I like watching him train. He's
hell yeah.
He's good.
Yeah, he's an exciting guy. Him, Dante. Dante is gonna be fighting Ethan Krellinston, which should be a
that
fun
should
match.
be fun.
I'm looking forward to that one. Haven't seen Ethan since ADCC.
I think he did a quintet or something like that, or a Polaris event or something. Here recently, and he's been doing, I think, locals, like rehabbing his knee.
Yeah.
I think is what I've seen.
And then Nikki Ryan is going against. Who the hell is he going against? Oh, wait. He does have a match coming up, and I'm spacing on it now. I don't know, Pib, maybe you know.
I can't remember. But yeah, he does. Same card as.
Yeah.
Is it? Okay.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Metamorphosis. Probably right.
So Justin trying to get out of this mount, but just about leaving his arm behind in a very bad spot. So I'm taking Steven through the leg entry from the standing guard break. When you lose it and you get put into cross, or you get put on your butt, how you split the legs to enter into cross side control, or I'm sorry, cross ashi here. So this is the entry that I want to see you working. And then now I'm going into my counter leg locking BS I've been trying. So from here, what I'm looking to do, first get my heel safe. So I'm trying to point my heel behind Steven in this direction. Once I feel like I've successfully done that, I'm looking to, it's going to be hard to see, but I'm looking to get my left leg underneath Steven's right leg. Not with the intention of stepping the sole of my foot on it and pushing the triangle open and getting free. I'm trying to stay in the pocket, slip my leg under his leg, gather it up, and then go on my own counter heel hook. So you see right here, I've slipped into my own position where I have Steven's right leg isolated. You just can't see the leg configuration. But now Steven's left leg is trapped. So it's very hard for him to roll. It's very hard for him to turn. Makes hiding the heel more difficult. Makes rolling escapes more difficult. I go down hunting for the heel. And right here, I'm pretty much good to go.
Caleb, my back hurts today from trying to do those sit-outs on you. 3 of them, just like boop, nope, boop, nope.
It's the worst. Let's push forward a little bit here. We got you and Arsum, Daniel and Caleb, Danny and Cooper, I think Gavin and Chris. Cool. Braden and Jordan. This is your redemption round, Caleb? Daniel's just remarkably good at stepping around legs like that.
Yep.
Damn, look at Cole getting on the ground. All slanged up. Putting Joe in close guard. Getting risky, dude. Gavin with the chair sit. Back take, good. Looks like you're taking Arsum through breaking down turtle.
Yep.
Or entering into the back.
Yeah, he was asking me about breaking down turtle, so I gave him one option to start with.
Oh, that's when you guys were talking about hooks. Gotcha. Step on the ankle. I do find myself pulling out that, like, stepping on the leg, stepping on the shin, from turtle, stepping on the ankle like that. Like, I kind of forget that it's an option. I don't know if I just, like, unconsciously think it's mean, but it's totally legal and can be valuable. I definitely don't do it enough.
Yeah, how many matches do we have going on right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
A lot. Turtle against the rest of you. Stepped on my heel. Yeah. That's like when someone's in your close guard and they just like dig their elbows into your thighs. It's like more of the pain compliance methods than the technical methods. But again, it's not illegal. I can't take anything away from it. Let's see if Braden gets a standing guard break. Oh, Jordan instead going to work here. Okay, shit. Braden just skips around. Alright, good job, Caleb.
Getting into the mount.
But Daniel's able to rotate and get the close
just-
guard. There we go. Surfing.
He's trying to get his heels in there.
Yeah. And so, all kidding aside, Arsum, if you watch this, since you were talking about this, and Cole, we were chatting about this too, because I know you and Arsum were discussing ways to get into the back. This is a good example of what I was talking about with you guys when I say that just getting your feet in is more difficult than you would think, and surprisingly more difficult than getting your knee in. This is why I always tell you guys to lead with the knee when you're kind of like to that back quarter of somebody, like you're behind the shoulders, behind the hips, trying to get into the back. I tend to lead with the knee because the foot, like, yeah, you can kind of point your toes and whatever, but it's difficult to drive that in, even to a small space, effectively. Whereas when you drive the knee in and drive it back towards the groin, not across the body, you kind of split the plane of contact between your forearm, between their forearm and their inner thigh. all that a long way to say that this is a better example of why trying to lead with the foot can be more difficult and not necessarily fruitful all the time. Big style points for Daniel, though. Exactly.
Your knee doesn't.
Speak for yourself, dude. All right. Cody and Caleb. Let's see, Andrew, I want to see you start looking for mount here. I don't know, bro. Maybe at one point they did.
In like 2019.
Yeah. Getting a little too eager on the pass there, Andrew. Andrew, I would also consider, like, I mean, just seconds before you were in side control, not like the strongest established side control, but a good one nonetheless. You're past the legs. Take your time, man. Like, slow down a little bit just to focus on keeping control of everything here. I can't see if you have. I don't think he has the far side underhook. But like, you know, Mike's looking for any opportunity he can to get the legs back in. You don't have to rush to advance position, right? So just cook him a little bit, you know, work with what you got. Make Mike think about trying to escape, not just waiting for your next move, you know, that he can exploit. I was training with Danny today, kind of got to the same situation. Like, I got into top side control, and I just took a good 30 seconds to make sure it was established and it was tight, and there were no easy things I was giving away before I started to progress. You don't have to speed your way through this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember that, like, the glorious part about top position is the misery that it causes the bottom person, or it should, right? Like, it should be miserable. So let them just stew, you know, and try and get out or do whatever, because that's just going to cook their energy, and, you know, it's going to make your job way easier.
Cody doing a good job fighting off that Kimura. I think he was just hiding his hand well enough to keep Caleb from getting it.
Yeah, and you see it in a lot of Gordon's recent stuff too, right? He definitely just cooks people from the top. And
Yeah,
they want to tap.
I think his entire passing 2.0 that he did was centered around that. Like, that's where, like, the whole J point thing entered the jiu-jitsu lexicon, when, you know, the Jeopardy point, stepping around the legs. But, like, all that was, it was like you get there and then you put on heavy pressure and make them kind of panic into regarding, and then, you know, go back, get set up again, hit another pass. But that, you know, that also plays well into his favored rule set of sub only, no time limit.
So the armbar that I hit on Andrew, it's really interesting. It kind of it goes back to I think one of the classes that I taught. I mean, I'm taking this straight out of Danaher's book. Like, I did not make this up at all. But the pinching of the legs, like the far side shoulder, and kind of like creating this cradle effect of where you try and draw your partner's shoulders together, like towards their chin, and getting your knees in a very, very bent position, right? I'm pulling my heels back to my butt. I'm literally like, I have no hands at some point, you know, on Andrew's arms at all.
Yeah, like right here.
Yeah, no arms whatsoever connecting us, and he's still not able to get his arms down and free, or his left arm free from this position. It's just because of the bite that I have with my hips on that shoulder, and then trying to fold everything in gives me the ability to, you know, have a lot of control, and then start the hand fight essentially with two arms instead of having one as a control arm and one as like a support arm.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're basically like caving their shoulders in together.
Yep.
Gotcha. Cody looking for a little 50-50 action here.
with a good knee position too. His left knee is free of Caleb's knee line. Or hip line, rather.
Looks like Jordan putting the elbow escape to work there against Victoria. All right, getting the sweep.
Yeah, exactly, Pip. Like, they can't give me as good of they can bridge, but they can't give me as good of a bridge. They can't rotate nearly as well as if it was free. Exactly.
Braden really wants to break James's leg.
He wants to break everyone's leg.
It's fair, yeah. Also, yes.
Those kids want to break everything on everybody.
Caleb going in for his own. Oh, okay, cool. He doesn't even sit back for the armbar on that one. Hit it mounted. Pat and James. James hits the guard.
I can't find any correlation to what you're doing on the screen and why it flickers on the other side. It's not like you're clicking something or whatever.
I'm curious. This video is 13 gigabytes, so I'm wondering if if like the RAM of running this video and OBS at the same time is like tripping my computer out.
Pinball, are you in Maine?
Yeah, he is.
That. Dude, I was okay. Just in Bar Harbor.
Shit. Could have met one of our OG fans, dude.
Yeah. Well, I was trying to go to Hayden's place up in that runs Flow, but he was further south than me.
Mm.
Damn. Okay.
One of these days, I hope we could train with some of you guys. That would be so rad.
That would be. Yeah, for real.
Oh, I forgot I had this guillotine on you, and I like really cared about it for a second.
Yeah, you did.
I was like, I think I could do this. I just gotta. I really had to take the time to actually get the depth, like the elbow depth, you know, instead of just like getting to like the chin strap position.
I don't know what I was doing to defend it, but I felt pretty good about it. Like I think my left hand was on your hip or something, or my left elbow was on your hip.
Yeah, and I don't think I could establish a decent connection with the other hand. Yes, Pib. You let us know. I mean, Asheville's about 2 hours from us, but we're worth it. We're worth the drive.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you guys are ever around, hit me up. Give me some advance notice because I don't think I get notifications from Twitch if I get a whisper or whatever. But yeah, I'd love to train with you guys one of these days. Bar Harbor's a bit of a drive.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. Please let us know.
Absolutely.
I mean, we have Lake Norman. That attracts people who like, you know, lake activities and stuff.
And NASCAR, dude. We used to get
And NASCAR,
a
yeah.
ton of NASCAR traffic. People coming to see the race shops and stuff.
Yeah. God, you knew I wanted that 10-finger guillotine.
Yeah. Yeah, I twisted immediately, but I knew what the risk was, which was this.
Yeah. Pretty much. Pat really laying on some good pressure here against James. James gets the regard.
I cannot for the life of me remember what happens here.
I win, dude. Don't give me that
Oh, that's
bullshit chuckle, because you know I don't. I don't think anybody. I don't think either one of us tapped in this round. But that was the exchange where you we were both. I was going on the counterattack here because you're in outside, and I reaped my leg over to run some second leg interference, but also to try to dig on. You can see I go to dig for that leg right there, and I mean I don't have the toes in the right position, but I get behind the heel. But now I think I just you lost the knee, and then you came up to the top position. What's the skill spread at the gym? We're all killers, bro. We're all
Right here, white to brown.
yeah. Yeah, no, it's let's see. We've got Mike and I are brown belts. We've got what 3-4 purple belts, something like that.
Yep.
Yeah, we just see red, bro. And a bunch,
Yeah.
a bunch of blue and white belts. Probably a pretty typical spread for jiu-jitsu gyms. What you're seeing right now is a pretty big class for a Saturday. We had a little over 30 people there this day, and this is actually a really big turnout for an open mat as well. Some chit-chatting. All right, we're let's see. How about where do you train, Pib? Looks like we got a lot of chat in here. I know Gavin and Caleb are going. Oh yeah, Gavin did have a great armbar on Caleb here.
Oh, yeah, you were coaching him through it.
Yeah, and Caleb, I love Caleb's giving him some really good resistance, letting him work, taking him through 360 degrees of this armbar, which this is how I want you guys to finish armbars. You need to know it from every single angle. And Gavin was on this thing the whole time. Finally, he gets it breaking over the hip. I said some expletives. Oh, dude, you're in Huntsville? I will be, I'll be in Huntsville this week. I'll have to look up the Atos gym, see if I can swing that. Went from Maine to San Francisco and back. Damn. Hey, North Carolina is beautiful.
It's got a good spread.
It's the best of the Carolinas. Yeah, we got a little bit of everything here, though. Yeah, Arson.
Black belt in 2019. Oh, right on. From Andre. That's
Oh
sick.
no shit, that's awesome, man.
That is so cool. You and Arson.
Yeah, it's. I don't even know why I bothered to stand. I really hope that the D1 All-American guy who came through last Thursday, I hope he comes back. I want to see him in Arson roll. Gavin just trying to give a little bit more punishment. With 10 seconds left. Another
Just
arm
knee
bar.
him right in the face. Gotta soften him up a little bit.
That's right. And Arson and I roll through on this round. Let's see. I don't think we go.
I just kept it going when I edited. I left it.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm pulling out a few things from this one. So this is where Arson finds himself in a very good passing position that I don't think he realized, so I wanted to point it out to him when we got there. 20-year blame. Something to see at the end of that round with Joe and I. Okay. I'll go back in a second. But this is just, probably a position that, the pure jiu-jitsu guys take for granted. The leg up on the shoulder to that heavy pass coming around the corner. Arson's an excellent wrestler, but little to no jiu-jitsu base. Like, he's just starting with us. So trying to take a second there just to help him identify those opportunities when they come up. You often see it in like a triangle, like I'm talking through right now with him, and you could just hit a quick 90 degrees around the corner right to an easy pass. Let's see what happened with you and Joe. What did happen?
That was a north-south smother, I believe.
North-south smother. Okay.
It's off on Twitch. You can't really see it.
It's just off to the side. Great. Can't wait for Luke to find out you did that and have him try it on all of us now. I mean, it just looks like someone laying their chest on top of somebody else from north south. If you guys trained in the middle of the mat, we could see it.
Yeah, Luke was right over there when it happened. He sat out yesterday.
Oh yeah, that's right. He did synced it. All right, Jordan, this is where you definitely want to practice your mount escapes. Looks like Mitchell's really trying hard to lay on some heavy shoulder pressure. All right.
He's trying to go into that arm triangle, or into an arm triangle that he doesn't really have, though.
Yeah. It doesn't have the arm in the position he needs it to be in. He is kind of working his way towards like the, compression choke, camel clutch situation. That was
How did Jordan get on the top?
I just rolled him, so Mitchell gets a little too committed here.
Boom.
And as he goes to switch his hips, that's where like scissoring the legs, I think, is taken for granted, at least at white belt. Mitchell, if you wanted to go back to like a chest to chest position here, you don't want to raise your hips up and turn your body over. You want to take your top leg forward and your bottom leg backward, put your hips to the mat, and square up the way you want to that way. That way you're not giving Jordan an easy opportunity to get his hips underneath yours and then send you where he wants you to go. To Jordan, though, that was great. Really, really good opportunity. And then now it's all a matter of putting the pressure on, keep Mitchell from getting back up. If we mic'd you guys up, I don't think I could play it on this stream. We could start a Mooresville BJJ OnlyFans though. We'll put the audio on there. Jordan getting to Mitchell's back. Mitchell always wins.
Nice.
Hey Pib, if you're still on, can you send me in a DM like the Atos website for your school or like the schedule or something? Because if I can make that happen when I'm in Huntsville, that would be super cool.
This one's gonna be so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really trying to like get him off balance here. There were a few times I hit him with like a scissor sweep, but he's very quick to shift his hips. Oh, it's all good. I was asking if you could send me in a DM the like the website for your school so I could like check out the schedule and all that. I'll be nearby you guys next week, so if I can make it happen, we'll make it happen. But anyway, yeah, I hit some scissor sweeps on him, but he's always quick to switch his hips and retain his base. And then I don't know if you guys have experienced this with some of our students with wrestling backgrounds, but like shoulder crunch sweeps, they're extremely good at like keeping their hips pointed down. Like they'll elevate their hips as I try to hit the move, and like if I don't swing that, if I don't like push kick that leg out from underneath them in the direction of the turn, they skip around me and I end up having to like re-guard and stuff. So he's super good at that. Definitely makes it difficult to hit the standard sweeps.
What's up, Cody?
What's going on, bro? Just in time for the end of the stream. I saw you working some leg locks earlier. We were going over some of your attempts on Caleb. But yeah, killer roll, killer rounds. So much footage. That was ridiculous. So, Pib, thank you so much again for the subscription and to
thank you.
Yeah, some of the followers we've gotten over the last few days. Always appreciate the support and appreciate you guys showing up on Saturday, stacking the mats and having some good rounds. That was great footage. Yeah, anything you saw here?
Tomorrow.
What was that?
Be there tomorrow. Bring your questions to class. Joe, remind me and Matt to talk over some of the stuff. If you have any more questions.
Yes, please do. Yeah, it's going to be that way for a while, Cody. I'm still lost with him too. But yeah, anything you guys want to go over here, please bring it to class. Let's see. I think that July 29th competition got moved, so that's no longer happening. Yeah, something like that. But if you guys are looking to compete, come talk to us. We'll go over the upcoming schedule with you. I need to look at it again, so I don't know what the upcoming ones are. But yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks, everyone.
If you like what you're seeing, please follow us here. Subscribe if you can. You can use your Twitch Prime at no cost to you, and it really helps us out a lot. Subscribe over at YouTube as well. We will post this for you to review. And yeah, anything else, man?
That's it. Bring questions to class. See you tomorrow.
And I'll see you guys. I won't be on again for the next one, maybe two streams. So, in any case, you guys have some safe rounds, and I will see you all soon. Go trim your nails, do your laundry, and don't be stinky. Take it
Later.
easy.